All right, can we start? Okay, so I'm going to actually talk about baked beans, tin cans, and the connected car. Or, to put it differently, I'm going to talk about four-dimensional design in your sat-nav system. It may seem a bit technical, but actually there's a reason why I'm going to talk about tin cans to begin with. The tin can was invented in 1810 by a guy called Peter Durand, a food merchant, and he revolutionized and innovated the whole food transportation preservation industry. He set off an amazing sequence of events with a simple invention, but there was a problem. Had you in 1811 wished to access some great content like Heinz beans, you couldn't, well, not easily, because there was one key component missing in the development of the tin can, which effectively was the can opener. It took 48 years before a guy in Wisconsin, a guy called Frazer Warner, actually came up with the invention and patented it and made every Girl Guide and Boy Scout happy. So I'm going to talk about baked beans, can openers, and tin cans in the context of accessing content and the problem when it's difficult to access content and what that means in the automotive industry in particular. So what's happening in content today? Well, the vehicle is being loaded with information. The connected car, the cloud, the internet. People wanted to continue their digital life in the vehicle. But there's a small problem in all of this, which is that you have to drive. And it's dangerous. So what we've seen in the last 10 years, and we've been in this area for 20 years, is a leapfrog of data. So it's hopping out of the cloud at speed, and it's landing right on your dashboard. And the dashboard is a digital dashboard, so it can be anything you want it to be, apart from the fact that you have to drive the car. So we have a complete inundation of data arriving in the digital dash, which obviously is a worry, because mobile data is a distraction. People want to continue their digital life in the vehicle. They're obsessed with it. But unfortunately, it has consequences. And the consequences are that the accident rates for just driver distraction are taking the place of safer vehicles. So what that means is effectively that we're having the same rate of incidences. It's just that people are distracted driving at the moment. So what should we do? Well, like any difficult situation, you need to restructure. And we've been working on the restructuring by introducing what we call a new dimension, which is effectively 4D. If we take the sat-nav as an example, it's a fantastic device. It's ubiquitous. It's come out in the last decade. It's loaded. It's getting apped out of its existence. Embedded data on the maps is causing massive amounts of distraction, useful and all as it is. However, sat-navs require a visual and a logic reasoning in a time-critical moving environment. So it's a dynamic environment. It's a 4D environment. It has a completely different usability parameter to, say, sitting at a desktop or using your smartphone. So driving is a space-time experience. It's a 4D experience. So if you're going to interact with information, you need to understand the principles of 4D design. Using smartphones is different. It's a 3D experience. You hold it in your hand and you interact with it. Whereas in a vehicle, you're driving in an insulated environment. You're traveling through a time-space continuum. Now, the only thing that's actually 4D is our brain. Our brain operates in a 4D way. And so as a result, what we want to do is we want to see how we can restructure the information or the data flow in a way which delivers the data meaningfully and safely to the driver. So this is really what we've been working on for the last 5 or 6 years in particular. And we do this by delving into emotions. People talked about emotions earlier. We introduce what we call multimodal memory prompts embedded in the map. So we use voices, sounds. We feed in data from the external environment into the car interior in order to deliver connection. So what this means is you need a 4D can opener effectively to access and to navigate and access your data while driving to get at the content. So the can opener actually is a way of using multimodality. And the basic premise for all this is, of course, that if they can't access, they won't use it, they won't buy it. So in order to deliver our personal information into the vehicle, we've been looking at calibrating haptics and vision and touch interaction. So this is the research we've been doing. We've been at it for quite some time, and that's really the end of my talk. Thank you very much.